And now, your host, Liza Boubari.
Mike is live.
Greetings, and welcome to Real Talk with Liza, right here on AM 870. Uh, I'm your host, Liza Boubari, clinical hypnotherapist, stress management consultant, women's expert, author, and your trusted guide on this journey of transformation. This is where we evoke, embrace, and evolve. No matter where you are right now, driving home, relaxing, um, even sitting on the couch, maybe laying in bed, getting ready, sorting through the day, this is your moment. This is your time to pause, to reflect, and breathe just a little deeper. That's right. Take a nice deep breath. And because here we think, we think deeply, feel fully, and live boldly. Each segment, we dive into stories and conversations that awaken your mind, open your heart, and help you heal within. And if you're looking for more support, I've created books, journals, and powerful audio recordings, hypnotic audio recordings to guide you to tap within your subconscious. And there are segments from helping you sleep better, smoking cessation, even dropping your weight, helping you with menopause, confidence, and most of all, relax and unwind. And so, whether you want to release emotional weight and find relief, um, you'll find them at lisaboubari.com, or you can even go to my website, healwithin.com. As we approach 4th of July, which is in few days, which is America's Independence Day, I want us to explore something beyond fireworks and barbecues. You know what that is? That's right. I want to explore what freedom means. Um, Even more importantly, what it means to have peace of mind. I don't know where you are, how you feel tonight, what you think about 4th of July, and if you're getting ready with getting all your condiments and barbecue stuff and paper plates and everything red, white, and blue. But I think this 4th of July is far more important than celebrating with barbecue. Is freedom only about living in a country where you can vote or speak your mind? Or does true freedom live somewhere much closer, inside your mind and heart? I've been in the United States. I came to the United States when I was 16 years old, and I came from Iran. I know that topic, that name has been in the media and the news quite often lately, if not every day, where it's a place where women learn to silence themselves and to watch what they say, how they dress, how they move through the world, especially nowadays. When I came, that was not the case because at the time that I lived in that country, in that city, in Tehran, literally that time was like Petit Paris. Everything was luxury. Women dressed the way they wanted to speak. Um, we used to I used to, I was a little girl, but I used to see everyone in their bikinis, in their swimming suits when we went to the beaches and few hours the other side, just very much like Los Angeles. You can drive an hour to the beach and then an hour later you can be on the snow poles on Mount Wilson. And that's how it was back in Iran. Luxury, everything beautiful, people of good ethics, values, graciousness, smart, intelligent, intellectual doctors. That's what Iranian is. And the culture, the traditions of that country. Plus, being Armenian, being Christian, we lived very much in freedom. It was not suppressed. What happened after the regime changed is completely different. But that's what I'm going to be talking about tonight. It's not so much about Iran, but the freedom of women, the freedom of the people, and the suppression. Because even though I personally came here when I was young and didn't live in the most extreme restrictions, something I've witnessed all around is the culture. It leaves an imprint on generations, on mothers, daughters, and sisters. That's why I'm so passionate about exploring the real freedom that we have in this country, not just around us, but within us also. And that's the work that I do. Heal Within is how we heal within us, how we find peace within us, how we have that inner peace, inner strength, the voice within. When I say have the confidence and boost your self-esteem so that you can stand up for who you are, so that you can show up just as you are and speak up so you can speak your mind. And that's what we're going to be talking about. And tonight we're going to explore something more. We're going to be talking about our mind, parts of our mind, tapping into the shadow work, because that's the work that I do as a clinical hypnotherapist. I help my clients tap within their unconscious and subconscious mind, educating you how you evoke things by bringing the past to surface. It doesn't mean reliving, it means revisiting. That's the difference. Because so many say, you know, I don't want to go back to that time. I don't want to tap into my childhood. I don't want to relive that moment, the traumatic moment that it caused my trauma. We never relive. You cannot relive. But what you do is revisit to acknowledge. And that's the part you acknowledge, which is the evoking part of what was, the history, in order for you to embrace the reality right here, right now, the present, fully aware and present, in order for you to evolve and live a healthier, more peaceful mindset from the core set. Okay? So, who was Carl Jung? He talked about the unconscious. He was a psychologist that did a lot of shadow work. And when we come back, we're going to talk about how to tap within.
1 minute.
How to tap within your conscious, unconscious mind and do the shadow work. This is the work that we do to heal within. You can also call me. The phone lines are open, 866-870-5752. Give me a call if you have any questions, or else stay tuned. We'll be right back. Is something weighing on your heart? A decision, a fear, or a challenge you can't shake? Let's talk about it, because your story matters. Join me Sundays at 10 p.m. for Real Talk with Liza, where we evoke, embrace, and evolve one conversation at a time. Our phone lines are open. Call in now at 866-870-5752, and let's have a conversation. Now back to Real Talk with Liza.
Mic is live.
Welcome back. This is Liza, and you are on a Real Talk with Liza. Carl Jung was a Swiss psychiatrist and a psychoanalyst. He was a pioneer of the modern psychology. While Freud focused on the hidden desires, Jung went further. He explored the unconscious mind that shapes our lives and who you are your beliefs, the patterns. You know, when I want to talk about the unconscious level or the subconscious level, I say that part of us, it's the blueprint. It's everything that started. Without the blueprint, even a building cannot be designed or constructed. So they have to put this blueprint together. And that's exactly what he was working on. He introduced ideas such as the collective unconscious, a shared layer of memory and instinct we all carry as human beings. He also talked about the archetypes, like the mother, the hero, the wise elder within us, which is what we call the inner self. I like to call it the inner self, the inner child, the mother, which is the adult self, and then the wiser, which is the parent within us. And that show up in myths and dreams across every culture, every person, every human being. We all have it. And the most important aspect, he talked about the concept of relevant, which is what we're going to be talking about very much tonight, is the shadow, which is the shadow self. I'm sure you have heard how to do shadow work. The shadow is the part of us we hide. It's where we stuff emotions, um, where we told growing up, you know, our parents, our teachers, our grandparents, when you did something good, they said, that's awesome. They validated, they applauded. And when you did something that it was not, according to them, good or bad, they uh, they reprimand us, they scold us, they tell us it's wrong. And if there is an action or reaction or a way you acted that it was not appropriate according to them, then, you know, there was the punishment. So we get to suppress those emotions. I'll give you an example. Being an adventurous child myself and very adventurous, that I liked to go and explore things and find things and touch things as a child. Okay. And I would come and run to my mom and I would tell her things. So growing up, that's how I was very curious. I was adventurous, and not adventurous in a bad way, but curious. And that was not appropriate for a girl, according to my mom or my grandmother. And girls don't act that way. They don't go up on a hill, on a tree, and they don't climb the doors and things like that. I loved to do things that it was very much tomboy. And because it was not adventurous, appropriate, I would get scolded, if not spanked. So a part of that got suppressed. And when we suppress things, and I know just a few weeks ago, I was talking to my mom and I said, what if you had said, you're such a curious girl? It would have been a whole different way because that was all about curiosity. So, how we approach not only words, but how we get scolded, how we are, our upbringing has a lot to do what we suppress. And that's what we're going to be. So, think back. Were you ever told, stop crying? It's not that serious. Don't be angry. That's ugly. Good girls don't say things like that. Be quiet. Don't cause trouble. Secrets are for the family. You don't share. You made your bed. Now it's time for you to lay in it. Okay? Because what did you do? You pushed it down. Certain habits, certain words, certain gestures, certain looks got suppressed. And here's the truth. What we suppress does not disappear. It's very much alive. And yet it's suppressed. So, and it waits and waits and waits. And those are the things that what we call nowadays triggers. And they trigger. And when that trigger strikes, we react. Does that make sense? So sometimes you react or you get anxiety, you have tantrum, even as an adult. Definitely you've seen children when they say, I don't have tantrums, and they are banging on the table or they're stomping on their feet, and that is a tantrum reaction. So what does that mean? It's something that has not settled and something either they saw, they heard by someone else triggered. Jung captured it perfectly because the one day without warning, you might feel a wave of guilt, shame, sudden anger, or outbursts, even sadness. And that's your shadow surfacing, asking to be seen, heard, and perhaps, if you pay attention, healed. Comes knocking. Sometimes it even comes like pain. And it pains you. And you have absolutely no idea where it's coming. And what nowadays happens, we call it depression. We call it disconnected. We call it I am not fully aware what's going on. And when you go to the doctors, after talking to you for 10 minutes, guess what? And they prescribe you something to calm you down, relax you, and perhaps numb that part of you again. Until you make the unconscious conscious, which is bring it forward, evoke it, acknowledge it. It will direct your life and you will call it faith. That's why so many of us feel stuck in repeating loops, drawing in the same kinds of relationships. We change the person, and yet we somehow attract the same personality after a while. It's the same personality that shows up, and we think to ourselves, how is it possible that no matter what I do, I fall in the same trap, or I do the same thing over and over, and I've made changes, I've hired new people, or I just met a whole new person in a different modality, different look, different hop, different personalities. And then they show up, and it's the same thing. And you either get faltered, you get bored, or you fall into a relationship that is not healthy, and you wonder how come. Because it's never about another person. It's always about you. It's always us. So even when I get clients, they come in and they start with the blame of pointing fingers or saying, if that person didn't do this, if this person said this, and because of this, I am here because of, we stop. We're here for you, not them. And that's where duress happens. That's why we feel that stuck. We go into that loop and drawing the same kinds of relationships, reacting the same ways under stress because of unexamined shadow that is quietly running your subconscious and unconscious. Until the time we are not awakening it, acknowledging it, and revisiting it, there is something living that is directing your way of being right now. So, if you have any thoughts on this, by all means, give me a call. The phone lines are open. You can even message me and DM me. So, why inner work and the freedom is the truest freedom? Let me ask you one thing. Can you truly be free if you're still chained by the old wounds, guilt, even buried anger? No, never ever. You are stuck. You're in that position because you might live in the freest country on earth. But if your mind is your prison, even if you have the key in your pocket, now listen to this, because most of the time we think we are in a prison and we are locked away. We can't get out from a relationship. We can't get out of our home. We can't get out of this mindset. We can't get out of that guilt trip or even that heaviness of our body. Okay? Because you feel you're trapped by those old stories, suppressed feelings. And you think, are you really free? Am I free? Because true freedom is inner peace. That's what everybody wants. Inner peace. Joy within. It means you can breathe, you can love whoever
One
you
minute.
want, and make decisions from a place of calm, clarity, and not from past pain. It means you're not triggered by every careless word, and it means your self-worth isn't held hostage by outside approval. Not by parents, teachers, colleagues, bosses, friends. You know what's the best thing? I call it self-respect. That's freedom. We'll be right back. This is Liza. We're on Real Talk with Liza. Welcome back. This is Liza on Real Talk with Liza. You know, my story and how I've started changing lives. It started many years ago, over 25 years ago. It's not only the work that I do with my clients, but I experienced working with the subconscious and tapping into the shadow work long before this. I used to read a lot about Dr. Casey and mind-body connections, doing meditations. 25 years ago, I experienced this because I was told I had to have a surgery for my ovarian cyst, and it was an acupuncturist that gave me a sheet of paper and said, have you tried hypnotherapy? Because he told me hypnotherapy, tapping into the subconscious and doing some deep-rooted mind-body connection work may be the answer to this. I did through finding my network. Through my network, I met a hypnotherapist that I already know. I had about 6 sessions, and in 6 sessions, we did a deep work. Each session was approximately an hour and a half, and that's exactly what I started practicing. And I do my sessions for an hour and a half with my clients. It changed the trajectory of my life because I believe I healed it and I no longer needed my third surgery for ovarian cyst. And since then, I've had no feminine issues. If I can nowadays tap into the subconscious and teach my clients how to do so and do the deep work we do. Because since then, I've helped people struggling with panic attacks, insomnia, chronic pain, emotional eating, and yes, what we call memories that have been pushed very deep, traumatic experiences, problems such as even PTSD that can trigger and surface through anxiety and the body itself. When we shed a light on these shadows, so much can change because you find a sense of freedom. There is nothing imprisoning you. There is nothing that is so-called bad, so-called shame, or even keeping those secrets, because those are energetically heavy, spiritually heavy, and anything that is heavy can also weigh down on your psyche, your mindset, your energy, and yes, your mental aptitude, and also when you react emotionally. So, tonight, I want to invite you to gently explore within yourself. A gentle inquiry, as we say it. Where are you still? And when you want to do this, my question to you is, think about it as if you're talking to yourself. Where am I still not truly free? Is there pain that I have not touched? What old stories or hidden fears still run in my reactions? Am I holding to old secrets and stories? If my body could speak, what would it say to me right now? Here's one way I look. When we have pain in our leg and there is nothing wrong and it constantly pains us. You know, there is tapping that we do, and there is acupressure you can do massage. Also, of course, you can take a Tylenol here or a painkiller. But to me, when a client comes and it's this constant pain that no one can figure out what it is, it's not even a pinched nerve or anything, I say, what is happening in your life that you are not able to move forward and you constantly have pain in your leg? Because that's what it is. Moving forward, we use our feet, we use our legs to move forward. Okay, to take steps forward in life. And when that cramps, when that blocks, when there is a pain, it's like your body is speaking to you. If you have an infection in the eye that is nothing, that they can't figure it out, and it's like constantly, I say, do you see things, or you are not seeing things that your body is constantly revisiting, or it's revealing things to you and it's showing up in your eyes, and it can be the earaches, everything. What is it that you are not hearing, or what are you not willing to hear? So every part of our body, if we take it separately, it speaks to us. Now, it's up to you to tap in and connect with your body. My workshop on the second Monday of the month, which is in 2 weeks from now. It's exactly this. We lay down, we have mind-body connection. It's tapping within the body to do not only deep breath work, but also connecting and seeing if there is a pain in our body within the deep subconscious level, and have it, reveal it, and have this mind-body connection. It is one of the most powerful things that there is, because maybe it would whisper, slow down, stop running, stop working, coming home and doing and doing and doing and doing. Here's one thing I usually like to say. Doing nothing is doing something. Let me say that again. Doing nothing, that means when you take some time off to do nothing, just to sit, that's doing something. You're sitting. You're taking time. You're taking me time out. It's not only children that have to be on a timeout. Sometimes we as adults, we need 5 minutes of me time with no interruptions, no phone, no music, nothing except just be with yourself. Maybe you would even plead, please stop carrying so much. And when I say carrying, that means you're carrying everybody else's burden. You're carrying weight. You're carrying someone else's information. You're carrying, everybody asks you for something and you're constantly saying yes to everything. Okay? You don't want to miss out on anything. You're constantly on your phone, or when someone calls you, immediately you text back. Why? Why do you constantly have to be present and answer right away? I know, unfortunately, children, teenagers, the youngsters right now, they're all on this immediate because of the social media. Everything has to happen at this moment. But why? You do not have to be constantly alert and pleasing others and reacting for other people. You can have me time. You can have 3 times a day, 10 minutes for yourself. That's your half an hour break. Giving yourself permission to be with you and no one else, so you can hear yourself. Listening is where healing starts. And that's listening to your own self, listening to your heart, listening to your body, listening to what it is that you truly want. When was the last time you took a stroll and did nothing? The work that I do and your invitation is exactly what tonight is going to be about. Take a nice deep breath and exhale. Just imagine blowing into a bubble, or those little bubble sticks, and imagine you have this bubble, the bottle, and you put that bubble stick into the bubble bottle, and you bring it out and you look at it and you blow into that ring, right? And as you do, you smile, because what you're trying to do is create bubbles. Now, just imagine doing this. And even by imagining doing this, it puts a smile on your face. You know why? Because that inner child of yours comes out to see how many bubbles you can create. That's right. And if you can just blow one of those big bubbles, and then you see that big bubble, and then there's clusters of bubbles inside and the small little bubbles in there, guess what? What if you were to look inside those bubbles? What do you see in the bubbles? What do you see? Come on. Say it out loud, no matter where you are, or you can just smile. Don't you see just pure, clear bubbles? That's right. They're clear. They're just bubbles, clusters of bubbles and big bubbles. And then they just go and fade away, and then poops, burst. Some of them burst right away, and the other ones you want to have them continue on. And as you look inside the bubble. What do you see? It's the color of rainbow. Wow! Isn't that magical? Because that's exactly who you are. You are that magic. You are the rainbow inside the bubbles. And believe it or not, when kids think about it, they constantly want to create more bubbles. And if you could just imagine being who you are, and all the thoughts, ideas, concepts, images, all the pain and the shame and the guilt, all the worries and everything, if you could just blow them away and put clusters and clusters and release them into that big bubble and let them go. Release them away from you, and then watch them just burst. That's right. They burst. All of them burst away. And if you can just do that, imagine creating bubbles and burst away, letting them go, realizing that you can blow those away and they're not yours. That's right. That's what I do. I guide people, especially those that I work with, into the deeper parts of their mind where old beliefs and wounds live, so they can finally not only let them go, release them, blow them away, but truly rewrite stories of the history. Because as those are not real. They're just experiences that we experienced, and it is not happening at this very moment. So just release them and let them go. And imagine waking up, all the burdens gone, feeling freedom. Imagine feeling calm, centered, and genuinely joyful, lighter. Not because everything outside is perfect, but because inside you are. If any of this resonates with you,
1 minute.
I want you to know that you can connect with yourself. That self-resilience, the self-curiosity, that self-inner healing starts with you. That's right. So I do offer 15-minute consultations. You can always call me on 818-221-2797. You can DM me. You can connect with me on social media. And give me a moment. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. Phone lines are open if you want to call me and ask me a question. 866-870-5752. Is something weighing on your heart? A decision, a fear, or a challenge you can't shake? Let's talk about it, because your story matters. Join me Sundays at 10 p.m. for Real Talk with Liza, where we evoke, embrace, and evolve one conversation at a time. Our phone lines are open. Call in now at 866-870-5752, and let's have a conversation. Now back to Real Talk with Liza.
Mike is live.
So we're coming to the end of tonight's segment, and I know 4th of July is coming. Talking about freedom, talking about inner peace, talking about shadow work and light work. All of this is what? It's about us feeling better. That's all. Feeling better, because happy is something that is the outside. But when you feel joy, joy is within. So Here's one thing I can say. Stop rationalizing negative habits. Stop protecting whatever it is that it's harming you, and stop justifying whatever is holding you back. Actually, stop feeling entitled only to serve your needs, and stop passively approving of standard behaviors that it's not standard, and stop worrying for something that may not become reality. If it doesn't serve you, you are more deserving for something better, because if it doesn't serve you, you are serving it. I want to say that again. If it is not serving you, then you are serving it. You are giving in. You are pleasing them or it. So it's up to you to choose to stop the fear, to stop and feed the desire and the fears that are false emotions appearing real. You can visit lizaboubari.com and learn and explore my books. I have a book called Heal Thy Mind Body, which is all the tools and techniques for you. It's like do it yourself. You read it. You can go to Amazon and purchase it. I've got so many techniques in there. You can utilize those on your own. I even have a book for stop smoking, because it is not so much about stop smoking. It's stomping on it. It's understanding why you smoke, why you're still smoking, what does cigarettes give you, and even to stand up for to slim down. It's for you to stand up for who you are so you can drop the weight. Slimming down, it's not becoming anorexic or thinner or becoming very skinny. It's about feeling better, toned, thinner, and the ideal weight, that it's a healthy weight. Okay? It's understanding the emotional eating, why you eat, what triggers you, and all of that. So when we heal within, we feel better. We have that inner peace within us. For closing, I can say thank you so much for spending this time with me on Real Talk with Liza. Real Talk is you being real with yourself. It's not about me. I'm not here every week for me. My guests that come, it's for them. It's to empower you, inform you, and bring you information that helps you be better. True freedom starts within yourself, and healing is possible no matter how long you've carried that weight and that pain. And you're always worthy of inner peace. So a quote for tonight is a quote that I have been quoting a long time, and it comes from so long ago. As I say it, I forgot where it is. A great movie that we're talking about, it's globally understanding where your paradigm lives and what part of you still feels empty. He who looks outside dreams. He who looks inside awakens. Let me say that again. He who looks outside dreams. He who looks inside awakens. Until next week, may you continue to evoke, embrace, and evolve. Let's take a nice deep breath. Honor yourself and keep living boldly. Until next week, God bless you, and may the universal light surround you always.